Doosra Point, hosted by Forrest and Moses.
This could be victory. It is. Pakistan win the World Cup. Strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup.
And we're live, Mr. Pasha. कोई मिसल तो नहीं गिरा आपकी तरफ? या
भाई
कोई
मामला
parachute-
बड़ा संगीन है आजकल। माहौल जो है जरा टेंस है।
हाँ, कुछ लोगों से फिगर ये कि पाकिस्तान इंडिया का मैच होगा कि नहीं होगा, कि इतनी लॉटरी लगा के बैलेटिंग करके जिनकी टिकट्स निकल आई हैं, now India is crying that they don't want to play Pakistan.
I think by the time पाकिस्तान इंडिया का मैच होगा सुपर बोल की प्राइसेस चल रही होंगी। Last I checked, a Pakistan India match was $1,500, which was before all of this. अब तो वो कोई sky high होंगी prices.
अब तो high होंगे ना। Honestly, it's a good time to buy because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking कि मैच नहीं होगा, फायदा टिकट बेच दो, पैसे वेस्ट हो जाएंगे। But I think by the time the actual date of the World Cup starts, Modi will have lost the elections and hopefully Congress will be much more sane than what we've seen in the last few days.
Prediction दे दिया आपने यहाँ फिर election results की भी साथ में।
Sir, कोई scene ही नहीं है। That's I can't really tell you who's going to win the World Cup, but I can tell you who's going to win Indian elections in the next 40 days. हमारे कप्तान ने बड़ा master stroke खेला है by releasing Wing Commander अभिनंद।
देख लें politics जो है this is not easy game man.
It's not। अब मुझे पता है ये सारे सिनारियो में एक चीज याद आ गई कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच था। इमरान खान was the captain, श्रीकांत was LBW and apparently he had nicked it और उस वक्त कोई referrals होते नहीं थे तो उसने full रोंदी मार दी बीच में। तो इमरान खान आया, which was actually very out of the box, and he calls Shrikant back. I don't know if you could do that, but
No, he did यार. He called him back कि कोई नहीं आप बैटिंग कर लें।
नहीं exactly नहीं, उसने बुला तो लिया, ये हुआ तो था। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि शायद वो रूल्स में नहीं था, मगर वो एम्पायर भी हो गया कि यार कैप्टन बुला रहा तो ठीक है, वो it's a gentleman's game. Imran Khan calls him back and Wakarinus was bowling, और next delivery पे he again nicked it, caught pan and out. तो ये जो मुझे मूव जो खान साहब के इस तरह के जो होते हैं ना कि एक पायलट पकड़ा और नेक्स्ट डे का के रख लो, ले जाओ। So yeah, I'm
Mind games कहते हैं इसको।
Mind games कहते हैं, and actually it was a master stroke. I've been, you know how much I follow politics, so the Twitter वो जो storm था, he kind of weathered it and diverted it against Modi. So all your progressive liberals from India, and there are quite a few, जो अब anti-Modi हो गए हैं, जो कांग्रेस को वैसे ही support कर रहे थे. So I think it was a good move, but a good relevant thing coming out of this whole fiasco, this whole shit show was कि हम जो बात भी कल कर रहे थे कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो मैचेस होने थे पीएसएल के, वो एहसान मानी ने कहा है कि वो पाकिस्तान में ही होंगे, which shows some confidence कि इस चीजें एस्केलेट हो रही हैं।
No, I mean, if you look at the other way, Australia hasn't abandoned their tour. Australia typically is the one who backs out of such tours for security reasons all the time. Actually, Pakistan, they haven't toured in decades. Bangladesh nahi gaye, Sri Lanka World Cup mein nahi gaye. I mean, they're much more.
Yeah, crybabies.
Exactly. And they've, with the airspace being blocked and all the tension so high, the matches for India, Australia in India, in this environment were still going ahead. So Ehsan Mani ne bhi yahi kaha कि भाई इंडिया में भी matches हो रहे हैं, तो why would you as the PSL change the venue? The show must go on, yaar. Hopefully the obviously you can't have the airspace and all that sort of blocked and stuff by that time. I'm hopeful that things will calm down by then, but I think you're right. I mean, we talked about this last time as well, I am still at the point I think it's about time you move PSL back to Pakistan permanently. So I think abhi bhi aap dekhein on the weekdays to koi there's hardly anyone in the ground, and we are starved for cricket at home.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to and halat abhi obviously with this India Pakistan thing is is a recent thing that has happened. Warna to it's been pretty stable in Pakistan.
मेरे ख्याल से next year or next edition will definitely be in Pakistan. God forbid if something really, earth-shattering happens, unless that happens. क्योंकि, I agree with you. It's high time कि अब आपने सारी चीजें कर ली हैं. वैसे ही tourism बहुत बढ़ गया यार. So there are people who are coming in, backpacking across Pakistan. If they can, without any protocol, without any security, if they can come and, have a good time, why can't these cricketers protected by actually, security officials?
No, and you're right. And Ehsan Mani said that the original cricketers who had committed to playing in Pakistan haven't actually backed out, which was a great sign because जब ये सब incident हुआ, part of me, obviously cricket is a minor thing in the grand scheme of things, but still in the back of my mind was like, oh shit, yeah, we were trying to do 8 matches this time in Pakistan. Ab ye sab ho gaya, to maybe the foreign players start backing out. So it's quite positive to actually see the players have actually not backed out because of all of this and they're still keen to come. So that's a very positive thing, and it was great for actually Mani to come out and say it so that that doubt is just taken away, and then all the planning is still going in as planned. So I think it'd be great. De Villiers, I mean, he's one of the obviously the biggest player probably coming in the PSL to play, and he said he's committed to playing in Lahore.
Yeah, he's stuck to it. Do you know why? So Michael Slater pulled out, and I don't know. So I don't know why. What was the reason behind it? Apparently personal. I was wondering if that was something to do with security.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I mean, there's a lot of commentators, yeah, who've gone. Remember, even last year, जब Champions Trophy भी हो रही थी, तो McGrath and Brian Lara and all these folks were commentating out of studios in Pakistan. So
Yeah.
Vivian Richards तो बहुत जाता रहता है. I mean, a lot of the big players have been commentating, and our guest commentators, John T. Rhodes, comes quite often PTV पे आता है.
John T. Rhodes वैसे Slater की replacement थी for this PSL commentary team.
So I don't know उसका exactly क्या situation था, but no, I think it's like you said, the show must go on.
Yeah.
I have to say, you've come too far to come back, even if a lot of players drop out at the last minute. I think you still go ahead. I mean, you look at who's performing and stuff, and a lot of our Pakistani players are doing pretty well. It's good, obviously great to have the international stars in there because appeal badti hai, but I think you're at a point now, but you have to have that mindset. You're going to do this, and you're going to do it in Pakistan, and that's just the way to go.
Yeah, honestly, 2 years ago, even I could not defend, our decision of forcing international players to come to Pakistan because the situation wasn't that great. Now you can stand tall and defend this security situation because it is actually very, very safe now. It's as safe as India or any other Southeast Asian country.
No, you're right, and I would say I would be willing to go even that far if you have a full PSL, and then you have a lower sort of attendance from the foreign players, and with commitments come ho jati hain, even for a full season. I say you go ahead because having a full PSL in Pakistan, like say having a full season in Pakistan, going without a glitch, in itself will be setting an example. Okay, इस साल, next season, for example, like वो करते हैं, and you have half the foreign players, but then the following year, if everything goes well, they'll be back because they'll know, okay, it's fine, and cricket is truly back in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So I think you'll have to take that brave step. एक तो expenses वैसे ही आपके PCB के कट जाएंगे, so maybe you can even enhance the experience for the spectators, for the people of Pakistan, जिसके लिए tournament बना है at the end of the day.
Yeah. No, actually, it's just the right decision, to be very honest. It wasn't so. We've come a long way, and it's the right decision to take it back to Pakistan where it belongs. T20 is all about bringing families out and having that environment, and it's just sad to see good quality of cricket not being witnessed by anyone at the ground.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite a thrill to actually go watch the games. I mean, whenever I've gone to watch, live, it's a great experience, yaar. Especially the grounds in the UAE. Just Dubai का जो stadium है, it's really nice, yaar. आपका जो and you're pretty close to the ground. I still feel Karachi and Pakistan के grounds जो हैं उसमें experience थोड़ा सा different है because you're quite far away and you're boxed in a little bit and boundaries are pretty far away from the stands. So उसका experience अलग है, but just that atmosphere with 60, 50, 60,000 people in a stadium rooting for your team is that in itself is a bit of a high.
You raise a very interesting point. And जब इस level की cricket, इतनी competitive cricket, when this moves to Karachi or Pakistan, you will see the quality of grounds also going up. Your curators getting the exposure के wickets कैसे बनाते हैं. There are a lot of first class cricketers जो कि Dubai fly नहीं होते, who are not kind of drafted into these teams. उनको वैसे exposure मिलता है to bowl to De Villiers in the nets. Those youngsters we use as bowling machines. So I think bringing it back to Pakistan gives a lot of exposure to people who are not getting that exposure right now. So
of course, yeah. I remember as a kid going to Karachi Gymkhana और वो West Indies की team वहाँ वो जो practice match नहीं थी वो खेल रही थी and I had just gone to watch them. And then, उस ज़माने में they were so approachable कि वो आ गए गप्पे लगाए, you actually met, you got some autographs and I met Brian Lara when he was not a big star and stuff and I still remember that vividly कि you were so it is inspiring in a sense कि आप अपने stars को मिल रहे हैं and like you said आप aspiring cricketer हैं and you get the chance to bowl to De Villiers in the nets. I mean, what kind of high? That's like a story you would tell for the rest of your life that I've actually bowled to AB De Villiers in the nets.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's an experience, yeah.
Absolutely. That odd tip here or there. Steve-O talks about it in his book, Out of My Comfort Zone, how Barry Richards, when he was a superstar in Australia, and Steve-O was a kid in Australia, he was exactly just batting in front of Barry Richards, who was probably a guest coach. And he gave him some tips, and that helped him throughout his career. So, yeah, I mean, take it back to Pakistan, I say. I agree with you.
So, the cricket has been, I mean, you look at the PSL games, I mean, all the PSL games, bar a few, have been pretty close games. Like, a lot of the games go down to the 19th over. And that's also the beauty of T20 cricket, that it always is interesting. It's not one-sided games, बहुत ही कम होते हैं. So, that T20 excitement is always there when you're watching PSL, and always close games. So it's entertaining, yeah.
You're right. The nature of that game is very, very exciting. क्योंकि जितना आप छोटा करते हैं इतनी excitement बढ़ जाती है, इतना chance बढ़ जाता है हर किसी का. Although I do think कि इस साल का जो अब तक addition है, to me, hasn't been that great. And that's because of the wickets. So you'll see, if you go through all the fixtures and results, you'll see a lot of low scores like 130, 140, and then the other team really chasing it down comfortably. And I don't know if that's because the quality of wickets you have in Dubai, like ball is not coming onto the bat the way it would come on any other good wicket.
So I felt कि Sharjah, you're probably right. Dubai में ज़्यादा low scoring नहीं है, थोड़े हद तक Sharjah में they've been a bit more high scoring.
Yeah.
Sharjah का ground थोड़ा छोटा भी है, and Sharjah is known for that cement वाली pitch नहीं होती चमकी हुई होती थी. So that still has that batting paradise sort of thing. So वहाँ scores will be high थे. So I mean the strike rates have been generally okay. I mean if I look at the who scored the most, Livingston is the highest sort of run scorer with 7 matches. He scored 227 runs. His strike rate is 136, which is not exceptionally high.
Yeah.
Ranchi is 162. He's the second most runs. Shoaib Malik actually at only 122. De Villiers at 128 की strike rate. Babar Azam is the top 5 scorers में 200 run किए उसने भी.
And his strike rate is 114.
Yeah, so वो जो बाबर का एक tag है अभी तक कि he's उसका strike rate, he hasn't actually proven that in this PSL, but he's scored. You can always bank on him scoring, and he's done that.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. His strike rate is still not quite up to the T20 standards, because he is among the top 10 actually highest scorers. He is the lowest strike rate. So that tells you something. I mean, stats don't lie to an extent. But he's a class act. Maybe not you're quite the T20 classic T20 player. He's more a classic one day or test match player.
And but in his he started off very well in this edition. But he's in his last 3 matches, he's had 2 run-outs, very unlucky run-outs. इसमें वो innings build कर रहा होता है, and then he got run out. So he's
maybe unlucky हो गया थोड़ा.
pretty unlucky in last 3 matches. But interesting point, you know who has a higher strike rate than Babar Azam?
Who?
Your favorite, Umar Akmal, with an average of 50.
Umar Akmal, according to Inzamam, is on the doorsteps, man. Hafiz की injury हुई है, हल्का सा दरवाजा खुल गया है Akmal के लिए, which I am shocked. When I read his statement in Inzamam's, I almost fell off my chair.
मतलब मैं सोच रहा हूँ और क्या कहेगा वो क्या कहेगा कि नहीं आप जो आप जिस तरह से आपने कहा था कि 1000 रन बना दे तो टीम में नहीं आ सकता.
मेरे हिसाब से भैया 1000 रन बना भी ले. एक तो T20 अपनी जगह, अगर T20 का वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा होता तो चलो मैं कहता maybe, give him a chance, maybe. That's still a big maybe for me. Yeah, the one-day international game is a completely different game. You cannot. So what I disagreed with in Zamam's comment was that you are now preparing for the World Cup. Okay, so you cannot be really looking at PSL performances. You can, of course, but not from a standpoint that you think it will translate immediately into a one international form, because it's a completely different game. Yeah, 50 over or एक innings build करना, वो खेलना, वो mindset, and वो patience जो होती है one day international की एक innings बनाने में, I just don't think Akmal has enough intelligence or brain power to have that.
Yes, I agree. Like, I don't understand the inconsistency. On one hand, Fawad Azam cannot be in the team, and I'm sorry, I keep going back to him, but I can't go beyond it. और दूसरे बंदे को आप कह रहे हैं कि ये आपका chance है, or you're knocking on the door. So either you have a policy where certain players are welcome in the team and certain players are not, and there has to be a clear guideline. So ये मुझे treatment समझ में नहीं आ रही. But I agree with you. Umar Akmal, by the way, एक तो T20 से 50 overs match का shift. If you look at his list A average, he's averaging 34. So he hasn't done much in the domestic also.
Yeah, domestic भी है. I mean, you probably want to break it out by season. Recent seasons उसने क्या किया है? Career strike rate, yeah, I guess 34 doesn't tell you much either.
And I'm sure he hasn't done much in this in the last season also.
But I'll be surprised, man, if they pick Akmal. Now Hafiz seems to be out for at least a couple of months, so it's a pretty serious injury, as in Josko hui hai, and he's had the surgery. So he's out. He's been unlucky. Yeah, वो last World Cup में भी injured हो गया था, नहीं?
अच्छा, याद नहीं मुझे.
Of course, he didn't play the World Cup in Australia.
Yeah, you're right.
So he's been unlucky in that sense. I thought this would have been his swan song, right? तो मेरे दिमाग में तो यही था कि हफीज का भी ये probably last hurray hoga.
Has to be last, man. Come on.
Because he's obviously retired from Test cricket, and he was almost dropped. And he's just made a comeback. Literally, he's gotten injured again. He's obviously not that young either, late 30s. So he's pretty close. If he doesn't make this either, then I don't know what drive you've got left to play and continue to play for Pakistan when you miss the World Cup again.
Yeah, listen. I mean, if you try and be super optimistic and say Pakistan wins this World Cup, then it's the best time for him to retire, right? I bet he'll retire then, because it doesn't get any better than that. And if Pakistan doesn't win, then again, as you said, the drive for the next 4 years for him to play at the age of 40. So I don't see him going beyond this World Cup.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate because he wasn't playing bad, although you never know exactly which of these shows up. But I still think he is or would have been a key part of the squad, and I hope he still is. I hope at least वो England के one days जो May में हैं, So you still have March and April. तो पूरे 2 महीने हैं आपके पास for his recovery. And 2 months is a decent amount of time unless it's a pretty bad break.
I think he'll be back. And my question remains कि भाई अगर आपको बिल्कुल आपने क्रिकेट खेली नहीं है, the thing is he's still Hafiz. He still has a lot of experience. Hafiz's problem has never been talent. His problem has always been the application and consistency. So you can't turn him down just because he hasn't had enough cricket before the World Cup. But I'll be concerned कि यार PSL में उंगली टूट गई and then you're just coming back into the World Cup.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you have to have played, a decent amount and have some sort of time on the crease. Nothing beats than spending time on the crease.
Absolutely. But there's something that has been very disappointing to me, and that's a fact that none of our regular batsmen have made any mark in this edition. Imam, Fakhar Zaman, Haris Sohail. I haven't seen. So Fakhar Zaman, I keep saying Fakhar Alam. Fakhar Zaman looks really bad. I'm sorry, but the way he's playing like a schoolboy cricketer or something.
I know Fakhar's decline started a while back, yeah. So I have deep concerns. Does he really make it? And have that kind of performance that you saw in the Champions Trophy? That might have been a bit of a fluke almost, but he hasn't really since that post Zimbabwe tour जहाँ उसने 200 किए थे उसके बाद तो he hasn't really done anything, and like you said he looks out of it, बड़ा unorthodox लग रहा है, लपाड़ू लग रहा है, and edges हो रही हैं, ये हो रही हैं, so he's not looking very comfortable.
He's not looking good. Asif Ali, I think he hasn't wowed me. He scored that 70, but he was dropped. I saw that match. It was a sitter, and I think it was Shadab who dropped him.
आसिफ अली का वही है ना यार कि एक उसने इनिंग्स खेली है बीपीएसएल में. He's literally had just one good innings in PSL, and of course he's a clean striker. There's no doubt about that. I mean, आप देख लें अभी भी in the top 10 most runs जो हैं, who has the most sixes? It's actually Asif Ali, 16 sixes. The next highest is Ronchi with 13. So he's still obviously a big hitter, a good pinch hitter, कह लो. But he's definitely not one day material. I still think probably T20 में उसकी जगह फिर भी शायद बन जाए. But हम तो उसको आसिफ अली को Asia Cup में we played him in the one day team and he didn't do shit. He's not one day material. So I still think he's fine as a T20 cricketer. He's good in that space, but nothing beyond that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Umar Amin is playing really well from Peshawar Zone.
Yeah, you're right. Umar Amin was the other one I wanted to talk about today. Was that I thought Umar Amin actually was very impressive. जो उसकी short selections हैं and the way he's actually playing. He's doing pretty well. And Umar Amin में मुझे वो फिर भी ज़्यादा talent लगता है और ज़्यादा potential लगता है than any of the other guys. So, I mean, you compare him to Haris Sohail, Imam Mamul Haq, or Fakhar. If I had to put money on it, I actually would have put money on Umar Amin. मुझे इस दफ़ा he's expanded his game. When he came, it's not like he's also very young. He's been around for a while.
He's fairly young. He's 29.
Yeah, but he's been around for a while. Yeah, he was there on that tour जिसमें मोहम्मद आबिर और आसिफ और बट का जो हमारा famous tour था इंग्लैंड में. Umar Amin was part of the squad.
Yeah, or Haris. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so you're talking, 7-8 साल पहले की बात कर रहे हैं हम. So he was playing for Pakistan back then. He was literally a youngster back then. So he's been around and he's, obviously over the years developed his game and I know मैंने इसका एक interview भी देखा था जिसमें उसने कहा था कि I'm trying to expand my game and stuff and for Peshawar he's done अभी last match भी उसने जिताया है. He played really well. So he's been quite impressive. So if I had to pick someone for the one day international squad, I would say Umar Amin probably deserves a chance.
Yes, especially the kind of batting we have. definitely should be drafted in and tested
But
against
वही
Australia.
मसला है कि हमारे पास बैट्समैन अभी भी कोई ब्राइट स्पॉट, कोई कोई बाबर आजम या कोई होता है स्टार इज हैज नॉट बीन born, and but on the bowling side आप फास्ट बॉलर निकले जा रहे हैं। अब हारिस रऊफ को देख लें।
हारिस रऊफ जो आपको बता रहा था कि गार्डियन में फीचर हुआ है वो, they've done a full story on him, and the guy, what's interesting is he doesn't have any first class experience. He's a self-taught fast bowler who can clock 150 Ks consistently.
It's impressive, yeah.
It's
Very
super impressive. Fast bowling is a science. It's not that easy. That's why you don't have too many fast bowlers who can click 750. And you have this guy who just shows up for Lahore Qalandar's trial, and they see this guy is clocking 145, 150, or उन्होंने उसको team में drop कर दिया. And there you go. And he's the second highest wicket taker. So he's not just fast. He's right behind Hassan Ali.
No, he's right behind Hassan Ali, and he's less than 7 runs and over, 11 wickets, right up there with the best of them. So quite impressive.
And yes, great 7 matches. So full of energy, and these are the guys who kind of pushing you to push those boundaries. Okay, should you go for him and at least fast track him? I'm not saying play, draft him in test and one days and everywhere, but I'm saying he definitely deserves to be fast tracked.
No, I think he's a keeper. He's one to groom and have him play a bit more. Obviously, 4 over karana in a T20 versus 10 overs in a one day or even test matches, बहुत दूर की बात है. So he still has to spend his time. I think he still has to play list A and domestic में खेले, get his experience under his belt. I'm still not a big proponent के आप T20 खेलें, एक season खेल के you make it to the Pakistan team. I still say raw talent एक अपनी जगह पे है, but you got to groom it a little bit before you throw them completely in the deep end. अब ये थोड़ी कि हारिस रऊफ को आप वर्ल्ड कप खिला दें, मे बी आप T20 वर्ल्ड कप खिला दें 2020 में, हाँ हारिस रऊफ को. But again, we've been known to literally pick people out of the blue and throw them in the deep end, and they have performed.
It has worked for us.
It has worked for us. It's not the logical way, or any other sort of English cricket or Australian cricket में ये कभी भी नहीं होगा. Even Indian cricket में बहुत ही कम होता है. But maybe considering how good he's done, it may warrant a bit more.
So let me sketch a scenario. And the scenario is, say, Haris Rove keeps on picking up wickets यहाँ से इस tournament में, and then someone shows some balls and says, okay, let's pick him for Australia. And then he plays against Australia, and then he wreaks havoc against Australia. What do? Do you continue to play him? Or you say, nah, you don't have enough first-class matches under your belt, son, so no World Cup for you?
नहीं. I guess if he plays against Australia and performs, then it becomes quite difficult to ignore him, यार. कैसे आप ignore करोगे?
Exactly. And if you do, and this won't be the first time that you've found someone like that. Wasim Akram was a great
of course.
So again, I think it's a stretch कि आप कहेंगे इसको ये World Cup में खेलेगा. I don't know if someone will blame.
But it's not out of the मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि ये हो नहीं सकता. Of course हो सकता है.
बिल्कुल.
Very possible.
और मेरा दूसरा मसला ये कि यार don't pretend when you know you don't have a good system. You relying on your system means you're kind of wasting your talent. कभी-कभार आप system में उस बंदे को फेंकते हैं और वो system उस बंदे को और खराब कर देता है. Unfortunately, and I don't think it's a good sustainable model. मगर हमारा अब तक मॉडल वही है कि जितने स्टार्स बनते हैं वो इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में प्लेइंग फॉर पाकिस्तान बनते हैं. फर्स्ट क्लास से कोई स्टार बन के आपके पास नहीं आता, अनफॉर्चुनेटली.
हाँ, that's also true. ऐसे you're probably spot on there, but I think he's definitely one to groom. अच्छा, दूसरी बात बॉलर्स की बात करें, इंजमाम ने also मोहम्मद आमिर पे भी तो कमेंट किया था. He also said कि मोहम्मद आमिर की उसकी फॉर्म सही नहीं है, and he's not an automatic selection almost. So, but I think Amir, he's picked 9 wickets. The last जो उसने 1-2 matches खेले, he's been a bit better, but he's still not that Amir या Hassan Ali जिस तरह perform, he's not a standout performer. He's
He's
a
not.
very stable, बहुत एक stable performance मिलती है उसकी आपकी अब. Nothing extraordinary, nothing too ordinary either. So I don't know what to do with him. I struggle के यार खिलाएं ना खिलाएं. अब इसने 4 विकेट लिए हैं एक मैच में. So he had a good game, but then he won't pick up a wicket at all for the next game or two. Um, so he's always been a bit of a struggle for the last almost a year. Okay, do you pick him or not? Drop pick, yeah, he played domestic matches. Then he's come back, but when he came back, he had decent performances, but nothing extraordinary again. So Amir is a bit of a dilemma. Okay, what do you do with him?
यार सवाल वही है कि if not Amir then who?
हाँ वही ना, but would you like drop Amir and try Haris Rauf?
No,
Probably not, but
no.
you'd probably drop a Junaid Khan or Shinwari and play Haris Rauf. Yes.
हाँ अगर
So,
चले fast forward you आप वर्ल्ड कप में आ गए आपके who do you think are your top 4 fast bowlers?
yeah, Amir है मेरे हिसाब से. आपका Junaid Khan should be there. Shinwari is for me is he probably makes the squad, but I'm not sure if he wins, or Hassan Ali is there. So those for me, the top 3 bowlers for me are Amir, Junaid, and Hassan Ali for me. If I had to pick the 3 fast bowlers you're gonna play, you're not playing more than 3, obviously.
Yeah, I like Junaid Khan because you're playing in England. He swings.
And
He
he has a lot of experience in playing in England. यार उसने बहुत county खेली है.
इसने काउंटी खेली है. We know that he brings that ball back in. If as a left-handed fast bowler you cannot bring the ball back in, then you're an average fast bowler. And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
exactly.
Amir has lost that. I don't know how you lose that. I think we spoke about it in the last podcast that there is a big technical problem. He kind of falls away as he's delivering the ball. और ये कोई मेरे observation नहीं है, वसीम अकरम ने कहा है. I was very excited that he is with Wasim Akram, and hopefully, who's better than coaching than Wasim Akram? Our left-handed fast bowler. So hopefully something comes out of it. But Amir right now looks very ordinary. But you can't drop him. You cannot drop him.
Even Fahim Ashraf is a कहते हैं all-rounder. I don't treat him as an all-rounder. वो भी bowler ही है. Batting उसकी even in PSL batting wise he hasn't done anything. But trying to groom him as an all-rounder, that hasn't quite worked out. But I guess he probably also makes the squad still. But हमारे young boys जो हैं दो कप्तान एक कराची का और इस्लामाबाद का, Mr. Ahmad Wasim and Shadab, the young boys are now in charge. It's good to see that in many aspects. I'm sure they're learning in the game. उस दिन Ahmad ने भी, I thought bowling changes में end में घपले मारे थे to give one over to, I think Monroe ने करा लिया था एक over बीच में in the last 4 overs. So it was quite a poor decision in that sense. So I'm sure he's got a bit more to learn. But he's doing reasonably well. He's doing well. Shadab की bowling मुझे अभी भी थोड़ी off लगती है. I don't know what's happened to him. His bowling has dropped a bit. काफी पिट भी रहा है.
Leg spinner के लिए खैर as I was saying that मुझे आदिल रशीद याद आ गया.
Actually, मैंने जब highlights में देखता हूँ तो वो लगता है मुझे पिट रहा है, but शादाब खान की economy is only 6.5, so actually maybe नहीं इतना पिट रहा.
That's exactly what I was going to look up. 6.5 for a leg spinner, T20.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That's right up there.
Plus, yeah, so I think I see your point also. He came with a massive reputation.
Yeah.
और उसके बाद वो कुछ प्लेटो कर गई है. You haven't.
वही ना, अभी भी आप PSL में देख लो, 7 matches and only 6 wickets, so he's not even taking a wicket every match. Which for a leg spinner in T20 is pretty low, because leg spinners के लिए आप माने जाते हैं, आप catch out होते हैं, you supposed to take a bit more wickets. But leg spinner का ये होता है कि you may go for more runs, but you'll pick up wickets.
More wickets.
Either
yes.
He's not really actually going for runs, but he's not picking up wickets. I would have the other way around, where he's taking more wickets, but still has a economy rate of 8 maybe.
Yeah, true. Um,
But captaincy material maybe, vice captain तो बना दिया था with Sami out. He may very well be a future captain.
he looks very good as a captain, and it's not that he's made some wow decisions,
He
but
looks comfortable,
he
huh? He
looks
looks comfortable.
he looks very comfortable. He looks very relaxed. Jamal Wasim, I could feel the heat, and I understand that because he has Wasim Akram and Mickey Arthur in his management.
That's heavy management, man.
That's a
वैसी
very
फट जाए आपकी.
वो तो मुझे अपनी पुरानी जॉब याद दिला देती है कि यार मतलब imagine you mess up and then you go back to Mickey Arthur's
कि
और
वसीम अकरम से ही आप गालियां सुने और मिकी आतर की फिर इंग्लिश में गालियां सुने.
हाँ मतलब आपको पूरा सारे कॉन्टिनेंट कवर हो जाएंगे ऐसी गालियां आएंगी तो एक वो भी फैक्टर होता है बट आई लाइक शादाब as an option. Again, he's got a long way to go. He's handling the pressure really well, and it's just good to have those options, to be very honest. I like the decision of pumping him up, promoting him up to as a captain. So I love that decision.
नहीं, it's good. I think it's
कि मेरी बड़ी हटती है अगर लूक रॉन्की को कैप्टन बना देते तो.
नहीं, we've taken a thing from the IPL as well. IPL में भी आपको याद होगा कि they were quite keen to groom Indian players as captains rather than have the foreign players as captains. तो उन्होंने भी start किया था. We've sort of caught on to it. I agree, yeah. It's like I said, it's a Pakistan Super League. It's more for us. It's more for us to groom our talent. And what better way to do it than to throw them in the deep end and captain, in pretty high profile games. I mean, आप domestic में अगर आप captain करें उसका अलग वो experience होता है. And to do this in such a televised, such a followed league, it's a different experience, yeah. I'm sure it's good for them.
Absolutely. Plus, T20 captaincy is a great crash course also. So I understand as a batsman, when you perform, in T20, you always like, yeah, can I perform in test matches also? But the captaincy at T20, I think it's more demanding to me because everything is happening so fast, and you really have to think on your feet. So it's a good crash course, even if he's not a great captain right now, but I'm sure this experience will take him a long way from here. And, giving an interview, handling the pressure of being questioned and all those things. So I think it's a fantastic thing that has happened for Pakistan.
So क्या आपकी prediction है फिर almost halfway through the PSL? Who's going to make the top 4?
Give you a recap. I picked Peshawar Zalmi and someone picked Multan.
Did I pick Multan? I didn't pick Karachi. क्या बात कर रहे हैं यार?
आपने मुल्तान पिक की थी. You thought Multan had a chance. Karachi, of course, it's our city, so we both would love Karachi to do something. Doesn't look like it.
But I'm still hopeful that Karachi. Monroe hasn't really clicked. I'm just waiting for that. I mean 6 points saying अभी भी after 7 games Karachi के, and it'll be a close one. It'll probably go down to the wire. Multan looks out of it now for sure.
Multan looks really bad. Yeah, Multan doesn't.
तो मेरे दोस्त की टीम रह गई है.
Multan is new Lahore. Even though they have a good team, after he's playing so bad, man, his batting is just ridiculously poor now.
Last match में तो run out हो गया था, but he hasn't done up, and he also needs to come up the order a bit for me. यार उसको थोड़ा playing time तो मिले. He hasn't really gotten too much playing time either.
बहुत ही he looks out of it. Like he's not enjoying, or he doesn't look like he's there mentally.
He looks like a bit slow, I would say.
कि जो भी है contract मिल गया, it's quick money, or Pakistan I'll play.
Yeah, his passion isn't quite there. You can't see that, really passion.
I see more passion in those foreign players. I see more passion in Luke Ronchi, who's done international cricket. He's not from Pakistan, and he's pretty old. So
he looks quite into it, man.
And yeah, did you see Colin Ingram's inning?
Brilliant यार. उसी ने तो मैच जीता है जो कराची बेचारा 2-3 मैच जीता है. एक उसी की बलूते में जीता है.
वो तो
we were out of it single-handedly यार. It was actually I didn't realize he's the only foreign player to have scored 100 in PSL.
Is he the only foreign player or is he the only player?
He's the only foreign player.
Acha, who scored 100 from our
Sharjeel.
Sharjeel, man, how can you forget? Yeah. What's happening with him?
बैठा होगा कहीं.
Bichara, yeah. He was just when he was picking up as a batsman, हमारी भी luck कुछ ऐसी है ना, KKG.
I swear उसका भी hand-eye coordination was pretty good.
यार
And याद है उसने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी वनडे में कोई 60-70 किए थे यार, almost scored 100. He played pretty well. And he was also another find from the PSL, yeah. तो bad luck है सर, तो होता है.
तो जाने दे यार, थोड़े छोटे मोटे पैसे ले लिए, क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
बेचारे वैसे पढ़े लिखे होते नहीं है, समझ है नहीं बेचारे को.
रिहा में डालें, कोई मसला नहीं है. अच्छा जी, तो
आपकी क्या, so last on PSL, I'm still rooting for Karachi, but I think it'll be an uphill task. But I'm betting still that we leapfrog ahead of Lahore at least. Lahore cannot make the playoffs. the odds are they don't.
It's touch and go for Karachi or Lahore. I think they both एक किस्म की फॉर्म दोनों की चल रही है. आज Karachi won, last match Lahore won. So I think they have their own little competition going. And
I'm rooting for the underdogs. कल परसों मेरा इंडियाना का मैच भी था विस्कॉन्सिन से, Wisconsin is a 19th ranked team, और हमने उनको हरा दिया डबल ओवरटाइम में इन बास्केटबॉल. उफ, रात के 11:30 मिडनाइट हो गई थी जब तक मैं गेम देख रहा था. But it was quite a tense game. So root for the underdog always.
So you're rooting for Lahore?
Go with the hearts. Karachi Kings.
So Karachi Kings are underdog. Honey, I still said, I want Karachi to do well. Of course, I have an emotional attachment, but I still think Peshawar Zalmi is just way too balanced and way too good for anybody else right now.
That's true. Even Pollard is back in form, yeah.
Pollard is 250s, quick ones, 5 छक्के. वो एक मीम थी कि Pollard इस तरह से खेलते जैसे गली में अंकल आके बच्चों की बॉल्स नहीं खो देते थे.
उसका एक छक्का देखा तो सेकंड ईयर में यार, मैन, उसको तो देख के आपकी वैसे फट जाए. He's such a big intimidating presence in itself.
अली तरी ने भी ट्वीट की थी कि मैंने he's a big guy and I asked him what does he eat and he said dampok. So he's saying I'm going to make sure my team also eats dampok. And the way he hits them, it's a single-handed छक्के. आपको लगता है कि मतलब ये कोई अलग planet से आई हुई चीज है.
उसमें अलग मतलब, अब इसी को देख के आप अभी देखें वो जो इंग्लैंड वेस्ट इंडीज की सीरीज चल रही है और जो क्रिस गेल वहां कर रहा है, वो भी यार क्या प्लेयर है. I mean, he's the same category, same caliber कह लो, या same era almost as Pollard. उसी जमाने का प्लेयर है. And he's still 150 छक्के. मतलब यार, what a player यार.
Yeah, and that's he's peaking right. When West Indies needed him, World Cup se pehle, last World Cup, because he wasn't playing regularly for West Indies.
No, he wasn't. He's just sort of make a comeback. He's announced that he's going to retire after the World Cup. And you look at the England-India series, that's a great series, yeah, right now happening. कितने close games हुए हैं. 350 तो मसला ही कोई नहीं. मतलब walk in the park. England ने तो ऐसे chase किया था पहले वनडे में जैसे कोई मसला ही नहीं है. फिर second वनडे में भी, England scored 418 and West Indies almost chased it down. Yeah.
This was a third one day. I think the first England won, second West Indies won.
Third was a washout. ये fourth था.
Oh, ये fourth था. हाँ. और ये 400 and again Gale scored 150s, hit 12-13 छक्के. Joss Butler scored. He hit some
150.
को 20-22 छक्के लगे पूरे मैच में. इसको देख के मुझे रात को नींद उड़ जाती है कि how are we going to score so many runs? The world cricket has, in terms of batting,
has moved on.
That gap is there on another planet right now. Can you imagine if we were chasing 400 plus runs? you would not score 380 chasing 400. And you talk about West Indies doing that consistently.
यार गेल ने he made 162 out of 97 balls, 11 चौके और 14 छक्के, 167 की स्ट्राइक रेट, और आपका जो बटलर है 150 in 77 balls, 13 fours and 12 sixes, 194 की स्ट्राइक रेट, almost 200 की स्ट्राइक रेट पे बटलर ने बनाया है 150.
Yeah.
मतलब वही like you said कि वो जो जो हिटिंग पावर है ऑन कंसिस्टेंट, ये नहीं कि पिंच हिटिंग आके 30 रन कर लिए 15 बॉलों में.
नहीं
नाउ यू
shots.
टॉकिंग कि 100 रन 60 बॉलों में या कुछ 150 77 बॉल्स में 162 90 बॉल्स में, मतलब दिस इज इट्स एन द गेम इज इवॉल्व टू सच एन एक्सटेंट कि वी एज पाकिस्तान के जो प्लेयर्स हैं दिस फील लाइक हम तो पता नहीं किसी एरा में फंसे हैं अभी तक.
हमारा
अभी शायद
mindset
हम
change हुआ है.
नहीं, हमारे पास कैपेबिलिटी भी मुझे नजर नहीं आती यार. मुझे तो अगर हम कोशिश भी करें तो आई डोंट थिंक वी कैन स्कोर 400. 350 तक हम पहुंच जाएंगे. 400 तो बहुत मुश्किल है यार.
350 on a very good lucky day for you, to be very honest. I don't think we can score consistently 300 plus runs also. ये तो मुझे लगता है कि इन्होंने लिटरली 50 ओवर्स मैच को बना दिया कि दो T20s की मैच है और एक T10 है. The way they go.
That's a good way to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean that's the pace these guys bat at these days. You see a different methodology, different mindset altogether versus our batsmen who would took 70 ka strike rate, 80 ka strike rate, and then on a good day someone will accelerate. So our batting is just it gives me a lot of sleepless nights, to be very honest.
But again, that's the thing is our bowling compensates in that space. They will typically not go for 400 runs. And that's where it works out. अगर हम 300 भी chase करना तो हम कर सकते हैं, but hopefully our bowlers never give away 400 runs to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's probably a bit of a difference between when you're playing Pakistan versus when you're playing otherwise. Not that England की bowling इतनी बुरी है, but still, I mean, West Indies के ground भी थोड़े छोटे होते हैं, so that makes a difference as well. So maybe it's a bit overstated than normal English grounds, for example, or any other big grounds. Australia में तो ये छक्के मतलब mid off भी cross ना कर पाए.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ग्राउंड तो क्या है, वो तो बहुत बड़े हैं. इंग्लैंड के कुछ ग्राउंड बड़े छोटे हैं वैसे. ट्रेंट ब्रिज, एडजस्टन, I don't know that pretty well, but overall, एक दो grounds के अलावा I think English grounds are also fairly small, or smaller than Australia for sure.
But again, West Indies, playing exceptionally well. मैं उस दिन Sky Sports पे इनका Michael Arthur और नासिर हुसैन का सुन रहा था podcast, and they were predicting the one day series would be brilliant, and Gale back and this and that, and I was like, really, yeah, West Indies to be, yeah, they're slightly doing better. But then I saw the one day series and I was like, man, they were spot on. I guess they were watching the games live there, so they had a better idea. I haven't really been watching that much. I've been following a bit. Highlights वाले जो Gale said कि मैंने देख ली थी, but they seem to be peaking at the right time, यार. And we talked about this last time as well कि जो 10 की 10 टीमें वहाँ अफगानिस्तान आइलैंड को हरा रही है इंडिया में. We'll come back to that. But the other big one was Sri Lanka winning this test series in South Africa. The first Asian nation, not Pakistan, not India, Sri Lanka in their current state with the current team pulled off, a huge surprise against South Africa.
Man, absolutely. No one gave them a chance. If there was a betting going on, a betting website, someone would have made $1 million or something if you had put your money on Sri Lanka.
I mean, what a hopefully I was going to say what a turnaround, but I don't know if one series is a turnaround, but this could be effectively a turnaround for Sri Lankan cricket as well to come back to some level of consistency in winning post sort of Jayawardene and Sangakkara. They've struggled quite a bit. But this will do, great for Sri Lankan cricket, and hopefully, they take this forward again to the World Cup as well.
sometimes that's all you need. And and we've been following these two teams, West Indies and Sri Lanka, and you see that resurgence that started long time ago. So in Australia, Sri Lankans bowlers, these guys bowled really well. That off spinner, I can't recall the fast bowler's name.
Lakmal.
Lakmal, yes, Lakmal. So these guys were picking up wickets. So everyone's talking about, batting is still a bit of a letdown, but bowling is good. And then all of a sudden you see that batting is picking up and bowling is still performing really well. And bam, you win a series because now you're batting and bowling both kind of doing well. West Indies also against India, when India was in West Indies, these batsmen like Hetmeyer and all these guys, they started playing really well as a batsman. We spoke in a few podcasts ago that it's so good to see these West Indians playing well against India. And then all of a sudden you have Gale in the mix. They won a test match series against England. Again, no one gave them a chance. And now they're playing well in one year also. And World Cup is just 3 or 4 months just around the corner.
No, I think it'll be an exciting World Cup. I'm really looking forward to it.
But the last thing that I want to talk about, and that thing is Olivier. You remember the name against Pakistan?
Yes, I do.
And he's retired.
Very surprising, yeah. He would actually take up, county cricket again. He's not the first one to do this from South Africa.
It's the
So my
Kolpak.
question, huh?
It's the same Kolpak agreement, which is
Yeah,
denting South Africa really, really badly right now.
Yeah, but I'm still surprised that how can someone was obviously against us was man of the series in a test series, and firmly in the South African team playing well, and you give all of that up to have a county career.
I know this because we've spoken about this before on the podcast. I have a South African friend with me here, and South Africa is going through a tough time right now, especially white South Africans. There's a lot of they say reverse racism, or all these white cricketers feel that because of the whole quota system, they are being hardened by, and also the economic situation and everything else happening, so they don't feel that safe economically and otherwise in South Africa. So it's a better move for them career-wise to use that Kolpak agreement, which is Kolpak agreement actually is after a Hungarian or Polish handball player. So the thing is, you don't have to be a European, and you're not considered as an overseas player because South Africa has an association with European Union, and they have a trade association. So Morny Mokel did that. These guys are doing it, and they're just trying to make some more money, be safe, and not worry about the whole quota system happening in South Africa.
No, I was very surprised at. So, it almost feels like the South Africans need to do something about this. Either increase the pay scales, or if there is sort of reverse racism, then manage that appropriately. Because if he was on the fringes, or he was in and out of the team, and then he sort of took this decision, I'd still understand. For me, it's a really worrying sign, especially for South Africa cricket, when you have a person who's just speaking, just coming in, man of the series, and he just leaves and goes. That can't be a good sign for South African cricket. So they need to address it.
It's not but it's such a very delicate issue, and that's why they lost AB de Villiers. If you remember the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand last time, when they lost New Zealand in the semi-final.
Yeah.
AB de Villiers wanted to play Kyle Abbott, who was bowling really well, but because of the quota system, he had to play Warren Philander. Even Philander acknowledged that in one of those interviews. That, listen, I knew it was a tough choice because he was out of form, whatever, and Kyle Abbott was bowling really well. But he had to do it. And after that, he said, man, I can't really deal with this crap. So
it sort of makes sense, It sort of makes sense in that respect. But
so South Africa is going through that phase, which you may see them again going back in the shell and not playing that well. Apart from that, is there anything else that we haven't covered?
No, that's it. I think we've covered everything. But like I was saying, if you just to close out that South Africa thing, I mean that's a pretty big loss for South Africa. I mean, they've got some really good fast bowlers, and Olivier was, right up there as an upcoming one. Um, and to see that they need to address it, yeah. If De Villiers has quit in that, in that same for the same reasons, and the semi-final was, obviously one of the things they talk about. Kya issues हैं उनके, racism के और ये सब, and the quota system. I mean, it doesn't. They need to really figure that shit out.
Yeah, and that's why they have Riley Rosso, who's playing
Yeah,
PSL.
yeah,
Moni Vocal, I think, is also opted for that.
yeah.
He won't play. These are big losses. Like Rosso, I know was a star, or someone who was earmarked as a future star. So absolutely, and it's on cricket and info. If someone is interested in knowing what Colpack agreement is, it's very interesting actually.
But good, yeah. Let's see what happens. But I'm looking forward for the PSL phase to move back to Pakistan again and see some, excited crowds in the stadium, packed houses in Lahore and Karachi. So that'd be good. I've got my brothers and stuff. They're all, looking forward to watching some games live as well. So it's a great pastime for for people in Pakistan. They come back home from work and they're watching a game. Um, I really miss that, yeah, because if PSL yahan ho hota hai live, I'm at work. So if I was in Pakistan, coming back from work and then just chilling and watching PSL would be a great pastime.
Yeah, ideal timings, prime time, Joe.
Yeah, exactly, prime.
But
Let's
hopefully,
see. Yeah.
yeah. By the next edition, maybe you should move back to Pakistan, and I'll follow.
Maybe I should. On that note.
On that note, one clarification: I said in this podcast that Asif Ali was dropped by Shadab, but Shadab plays for Islamabad United as well. It was just one from Karachi.
All right.
So, just to clarify. All right. Until next time. Goodbye.